We're talking about Joe Biden saying that if you haven't decided as a black person whether or not you want me or you want Trump, then you ain't really black. He has since said that he regrets it, that he was being a wise guy, and he shouldn't have been a wise guy. The problem is all he's doing is reiterating standard Democratic dogma 101. If you don't believe, for example, that all the problems that the black community faces can be directly traced to slavery and to Jim Crow, you're a sellout. You don't believe that what's going on right now is continuation of what Eric Holder referred to as pernicious racism, then you're a sellout. You don't pull that lever for the Democratic Party, you are a sellout. I've been saying it over and over again. As I said, Obama got crushed by Bobby Rush when he ran for the House in 2000. Local writers said that Obama was characterized as not being black enough, not being truly black. Michael Steele runs for Senate. Is publicly called an Uncle Tom by the white president of the Maryland Senate. Are you kidding me? He apologized, but the other Democrats who said right on didn't apologize. Ayanna Pressley at the Netroots conference. We don't need any more black faces who don't want to be a black voice. We don't need any more brown faces who don't want to be a brown voice. How is that any different than what Joe Biden said?
Do you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump and you ain't black?
The hypocrites are all these people now who are acting like Joe Biden smells funny. You're the one who told him all this crap. You're the one who taught him this. This is standard Democratic dogma 101. You are an Uncle Tom. You are a sellout. Why do you suppose Thomas Sowell and Walter Williams and Clarence Thomas are never included in the black publication called Ebony? They have an annual issue called the 100 Plus Most Influential Black Americans. And every year you will not find on that list Thomas Sowell, who was only called America's most prominent contemporary philosopher, greatest contemporary philosopher. That's how he put it. David Mamet. Thomas Sowell is America's greatest contemporary philosopher, yet Ebony magazine, the black magazine, doesn't even acknowledge his very existence. How do you have an issue called the 100 plus most influential black Americans and leave out the only black person on the U.S. Supreme Court, one of 9 people who cannot be fired, 9 very powerful people? He's not in there. He's not in your magazine. Why? Because he's an Uncle Tom. He's not black enough. How do you leave out Walter Williams? To my knowledge, the only black chair of a non-black university, chair of an economics department of a non-black university, the only one I know of, not in there. Why? They are the wrong kind of black people. That is no different than what Joe Biden just said.
Do you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump and you ain't black?
And you remember when Joe Biden was talking about the candidate named Barack Obama 2007?
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice-looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
Yeah.
How bigoted is that? The first mainstream African American who's bright and clean? You don't know any black people who take showers? And here's what Senator Obama said when Joe Biden said that.
I mean, you'd have to ask Senator Biden what he was thinking.
You have to ask Senator Biden what he was thinking. I don't know. I don't know what he meant by that. And let's remember, according to that book called Game Change about the 2008 campaign, Obama said about his running mate, and I'm quoting the book, "How many more times is Joe Biden going to say something stupid?" End of quote. Here you have a liberal, white liberal, telling black people who and who is not black. Malcolm X had very little patience for white liberals.
There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox. And a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling and you take him for a friend.
Do you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump and you ain't black?
Malcolm X said, our problems are never going to be solved by the white man. white liberals will smile at you, tell you all sorts of things, when he said the effect of their policies is ignored. What I'm trying to figure out is how these Democrats reacting to Joe Biden's statement can with a straight face say they were offended, can with a straight face say he shouldn't have said it, when you have been saying these kinds of things for decades, and when others have said them, you haven't said squat. How much more bigoted can you be than what Ayanna Pressley said? We don't want any more black faces who don't want to be a black voice. We don't want any more brown faces who don't want to be a brown. What the hell is that? Other than what Joe Biden just said.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Did anybody apologize for the treatment of Michael Steele? Oreo cookies thrown at him. Local leader, Democrat, refers to him publicly as an Uncle Tom, a white leader.